Aloha and good evening. Hey, it's Julie Ziemelis, 365 Kona,
Lance Owens with Liver Real Estate and KonaHomeTeam.com.
and we are doing a little bit later in the evening than most of you guys really see sometimes, and so you'll see my Christmas lights behind us, and we have our afternoon
Pauhanas.
Pauhana.
I did not have time to do my Hawaiian Pauhana, but that's okay.
So welcome, and we got some interesting news too for today. We have statistics that are cooking so that the market is really moving along. So we're going to have Lance talk to you about that. But as we're waiting for a few of you to just get here, one of the things we're going to be doing, which we haven't done yet, is we're going to be doing some 2020 predictions. And Lance is going to throw you guys some information about what he sees coming in the market for the next 3 months. So stay tuned for this after the statistics report. And Lance, is there any information you want to give these guys before you step in?
No, I really just, we took a trip to Hilo today to pick up a client's car for him. It's been a long time since I went to the Matson because many of us here have talked about it. And I didn't want to share that before our show. I'll share that after. But I was amazed pulling into Matson, and there's just nothing but a junk pile of cars stacked up like this and stuff as you're waiting for them to check your ID. And I'm like, oh man, this instills a lot of confidence. In
those are the cars that got the wave action too hard, right?
Yeah. So that was kind of funny and interesting today. But it was good. Got a client just bought his home a week ago, and this car got here in Hilo, so I give him a ride over there.
See, what a nice realtor, huh? A little extra service there. If you can't use your realtor to drive you over, though, on my Kona newbies group, a lot of people say, how can I get to Hilo? And some people are like, should I get an Uber? Should I get a bus? And somebody had a really good idea. Get a one-way rental car from the Kona airport to Hilo, and it only costs like $50.
That's not bad at all.
And then you can take a quick Uber from the rental car drop-off to Matson. And that way you don't have to take a bus, you don't have to beg a stranger, you don't have to take a $250 Uber ride.
Yeah. You
just rent a car one way. So
I know,
there's your tip.
Yeah, before I've had it towed over, and it was about $150 before, so... but at the end of the day, I was busy. I couldn't take off work. It's going to cost you $250 to take a day off work.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost you the day to go over there. So.
Right. So $150 to get it towed over here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one yet.
That's not too bad. That was several years ago.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I've never heard of that.
Get a quote before.
That might be $300 now.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Did find a new restaurant over there too that was very interesting for Hawaii.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I pull up the name?
Go
real
ahead.
quick?
Let's
Go
hear
ahead
it.
and talk. I can post some stuff on
Well,
it.
one of the things that happens when you move to Hawaii is you get this communal experience of going to Hilo to get your car off the Matson docks. So this is when you're over there, you might as well eat something different.
Wiki.
Is that Wiki Fresh one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've done that twice.
Oh,
yeah,
have you?
Really
okay.
good.
Yeah, that was good. So Wiki Fresh over there. It's on the back streets, but for you guys in the mainland, it wouldn't seem modern and cool, but for here in Kona, it was a breath of fresh air to go in there.
Yeah, it's almost like the Chipotle on the mainland.
Yeah.
Where it's you basically can pick your protein and then you get to pick what you want to put on your plate, and they've got all this fresh produce and different kinds of sauces and stuff that they put it all together. They do bowls or plates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty affordable.
And I did tacos. I put them in taco shells.
Yeah.
So you just go through there and you pick all your stuff. So that was good.
So Wiki Fresh.
When you're picking up your car at the Hilo port, Wiki Fresh.
There you go. And right across from there is Domino's Pizza.
Yeah. Caesars, Little Caesars.
Oh, Little Caesars, that's it. I'm like, someplace I probably would eat pizza at.
So,
yeah.
And what's the other two? Kin's Pancake House. If you're doing a trip over there. If you get, depending on what time of day you're going over, you can either do Kin's or Hawaiian Style Cafe or Wiki. Now,
there we go. Now I've done 3 of those, and they're all very good.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So,
moving on.
Moving on.
Okay.
Real quick, I think talking about looking at the absorption rate, and I was kind of, it looked good. We're at 20.48. I highlighted it for you guys. Anybody take a look at the report I uploaded earlier before the show? Let me just pull up that number for you. I thought it was quite good. We're at 20.045% or something. Meaning, if it's below 15%, they consider it a buyer's market. If it's over 20%, they consider it a seller's market. So from the 5 to 20, it's a healthy market. So we're right at the 20, just barely over. So it's certainly, it leans towards being a seller's market, but it's not like 25% or 30%, something crazy. So
the absorption rate basically is days on market. So basically, if
what's out there, what's available, how long it's closing.
Right. So as long as there's a certain amount of houses on the market constantly for like, because if there's lack of inventory,
right,
it's the seller's market. When there's too much inventory, it's a buyer's market. Right?
Correct.
But more and more people are starting to put their houses on the market now, trying to get ready for that Christmas rush from the people coming in to look at houses for the holidays, right?
Yeah. And it's been, it was a little slow, and Thanksgiving can always be a little bit bumpy. You just don't know what's going to happen, and this year it was slow at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Families come in, they get through the holidays. I think we all talked about it. It was so late in the month. I think it threw people off, and we had very little activity during that 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
So, but I've had an increased activity this week.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny. Like Monday was a loss too, but Tuesday, Wednesday, have had several showings on many of my properties and didn't have nothing over the 4-day weekend.
Oh, there we go.
So so it's picking up.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, I'm going to these realtor caravan meetings on Thursdays now, so I get a chance to see what's kind of coming on the market as it's happening.
Yeah.
And there
Those
seems
are so
to be
helpful.
There's a stream of inventory on the market.
Yeah.
They had a lot of people saying, "I got new, I've got and they have different price ranges. In the $1 million range, there's a really cool little fixer that someone suggested.
A little $1 million fixer.
No, it was actually less than 500,000. And so it's like up past Palisades, and you gotta go down a crazy little street. But
I know that area.
If you're looking for like it was like a 2-1 or 2-2 house, but it was like under 500,000. So I'm like, I know there's a couple people here who want a fixer, and they're looking for something smaller.
Yeah.
So if you do find that information, if you want to post it, maybe that's
okay. Yeah, I'll look it up.
Okay.
I saw one come on trees today too at $4.99.
Yeah.
So
is that FSBO?
No.
Okay.
It's actually listed by our office. So Sarah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that's a good house price, less than 500,000.
It's a good price point now, and it's a good location. The reason I like that location, I actually lived on that street or that subdivision for 17 years. You're dead center of Kehoe and Kona, so you can go. If it's busy time of day and that traffic gets backed up there by Lowe's and all that, I would go down to Leahy Drive and go to Kehoe and do shopping or the movie theaters, whatever you're going to do. So it's a really good location. Walk to the beach. You're literally 500 feet from the beach.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good deal.
Centrally located.
Yep, centrally located. So that's good. Yeah. So if we want to get into the numbers, so we're going to look at the year-to-date number of homes sold. And I went and looked. So we were actually on par last November for what we were the year before. We were at 41. We were at 40 homes sold this November. I'm sorry, 44 homes sold this November. Last November it was 40 homes. So we were basically coming off of the lava thing, and we can start forgetting about that now. I think we've come to a point to where we can compare apples to apples again. But good, and I say that because I went back for fun and looked at 2017, and we were at 41 homes.
Oh,
I think.
Okay, so that's about what they do.
Yeah. So we were almost on par again, and we're at 44 this year. So I think we're showing a good, steady market. There's nothing crazy. Things are going good. In fact, we'll scroll down on the homes. I'm just going to go down to the median sales price and see where it's at. So it's at $649 this year, and it was at $643 last year, and that's year to date. You guys have the month-to-month numbers there. Month-to-month can jump up and down so crazy. I don't like to use those. I'll read them off to you. Last December, $719,500 was the median price.
But that could be like $1 million home sale. Could throw it off.
Yeah. And then 627.5 was this year, and so we'll do the year to date at 649 versus 643.
Right.
So that's
we're
less
seeing
than
out
1%
there.
growth there. So probably not a great investment point, but certainly a lot better than paying someone else's mortgage.
Yeah,
You're good, solid. You didn't lose money. You made money, and it's not
you had a
going
place
up
to live.
charge. Yeah, you had a roof over your head. You could have 5 dogs if you wanted.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
You know who you are out there.
The 5-dog woman.
Yeah. We know who you are. We got your number. So we'll look at the condos too. So the condos.
Yeah. I noticed that this is an interesting number. What's happening here? It seems that I looked at the price, the volume, sales volume.
Sales volume. Okay.
Yeah, that means that how many have sold, how much has gone. Look at the difference between. Right. So look at last year compared to this year.
So we had last year we had 206 million. We had 220 million this year.
So it dropped.
No, it went up from 206 to 220. Oh, you're looking at month. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So month over month, we were 18 million last year, and we were 11 million this year.
Right.
In November. So that was a 39.9%. If I call it 40% drop.
A 40% drop. I mean, that's like significant.
That's huge. 40% drop in the
sales
amount of
volume.
money that changed hands.
Right.
During that month. Yeah.
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 So that means that the condos might be cooking, but they're cooking at a lower level than what they were doing last time.
Let's compare it to the numbers real quick.
Okay.
So number of sales for condos, there was 32 last year and 28 this year. So we're off 12% versus 40% in price.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a significant, that's huge. So they
Right.
even call it a 25 or 28% change, right?
Right.
Difference in there because of the drop.
So I'm just wondering, have you seen people? And I don't know if you see other statistics. Are people listing these condos for, let's say, $350, but they're only getting $320 for them?
Right now, we're running a little over 90% final price to sale.
Okay, so 10%
list price
sales.
to final
Okay.
sale.
Okay.
So 10%. So I just and this isn't even something I thought about, but I haven't shown a condo last month.
Oh.
Last month and a half. So it's interesting, kind of.
But again, and if you looked at these statistics,
Yeah,
the
and they show the
residential-
exact thing.
the
that I'm
single-family
feeling.
homes are on
Yeah.
fire,
Yeah.
and the condo market seems to be
Yeah.
sputtering.
And what happened last time? What happened is when the condo started reaching the price, getting close to homes, and then you add in that condo fee, that $400 a month or $500 a month. Some places $600-700 a month. That can be 80 grand. I think 70, 80 grand.
It starts to be on
in a
par for what
mortgage.
you get for a house.
So they start moving back up to the house.
Yeah. So it's and again, I'm no realtor. My friend here is. It just seems that all of a sudden that's when usually condos hit the wall.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you can't charge $450,000 for a condo that usually should be going for like $375 maybe, because people just won't take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, that's a big chunk when you're up there in the mid threes, in a condo, and so we'll see. They do steps, they do steps, and then they go wide, and you'll see it push out to Waikoloa, and you'll see it push out to Captain Cook. Not many condos in Captain Cook, but you'll see it push out to maybe home sales that way or things like that.
Yeah, because it seems that there seems to be some deals further south.
Yeah.
Just because it seems that people would rather go south to find a single family than an expensive condo in downtown Kona.
So interestingly enough, I had a question this morning. Somebody said, "What's the difference in the home prices in?" They said Kona, and I started rattling off North Kona, Kailua Kona. They said, "No, South Kona. What's the difference from 2013 to today?" And it was like 3.25 to 4.25. So in 2013, you bought the same home for 3.25 that you'd buy for 4.25 today. So that's about a 30% increase, right, in sales price in 6 years. So, just interesting to look at that number and see that it has gone up even in South Kona.
Yeah.
But then you can pick up a home. Median price in South Kona is in the low mid fours.
Yeah. Okay.
So you go out a little bit further with that bypass open. Not near as bad.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you guys know I've been living there for the last year until a couple months ago. But I would fight my GPS that would say turn here, and make me take the bypass, and I would go the upper road, and it would be 1 minute difference to get to town.
Oh, there you go.
So not a big deal if you're anywhere along there. It relieved it enough to where it's just now it's equal time, which is perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm in a hurry, and I don't want all the stoplights and the people in the town.
Yeah.
I take the bypass, and when I want to go and maybe see some people in town, or stop at a couple places, do some shopping or something, take the upper road and add a minute to my time.
Yeah, which isn't that bad.
Nothing at all.
And also, since there's no fog anymore, and the weather patterns seem to have changed, and now the traffic isn't as bad. Those were kind of like the big why you wouldn't want to live in South Kona for a while, right?
That was, and those reasons are gone.
Yeah, so
they're gone.
Yeah, so if you're looking for something a little more affordable, South Kona might be.
And South Kona has its own character. You guys that saw my my HGTV thing, thank goodness they cut out some of the stuff. But it was,
there's some funkiness in South Kona.
Yeah,
there is.
some...
But if you like organic and you like more small town,
It's not bad funky at all.
Yeah, no, it's just different than Tourist Central here in Mid Kona,
exactly.
right?
So,
yeah, and you're gonna get more families down there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So okay, I know we're all over the place. I have ADD.
All over the place. So, that's all right. We're gonna entertain Julie tonight. Let's just jump into the condos. We talked a little bit about it, but year to date, let's go off to year to date. So we're at, and we do need to pay attention. I'm sorry, because we do need, we show on December on both, on homes they went up on the number sold. On condos, they dropped down 12%.
Yeah.
Year to date, they're up 10%. So this is what we want to watch condos in the next probably month or 2 months. Let's see what happens. Does it just rebound right away?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, our inventory has been crazy, and I have a listing, and I'm gonna go bounce back like you, but to homes. Look at it right at the price point, 6.25, right? And there's nothing wrong with the home. We've talked about it last month too, I think. And it's sitting there, and it's weird. We're just not getting a lot of showings. Nothing happening. It did pick up this week. We got 3 showings on it this week.
Oh, good.
So that's good. So we'll see what's happening. But it is. This December's been a little bit different.
Yeah. Now this is the house that you have in Keoho View Estates.
Keoho View Estates, the one you drove by.
Right.
Yeah. Listed it. We dropped the price to $619 just to put it back on everybody's tape. Plate. 3 listings came out in that same subdivision.
Mm-hmm.
All of them a little bit more to significantly more than ours. With one of them had a pool and it's at 700 and something. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
But the same floor plan. They're like 1360, and I think 1410 on one of them. And so it's not the price point, it was the hold off. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the next month.
Yeah.
Really see what's going to happen.
Yeah. And we'll have more people here.
We'll have more people. It is packed. The town is already packed. I got clients that cannot find rooms anywhere. They cannot find rent-a-cars. If you guys got
it's already started?
It's done.
Oh.
And so I need to talk to you if you got anybody. Some of those Turo cars.
Yeah.
So
ours is out right now.
Yeah.
The traffic today this morning at 7:45 was horrible.
It is. I only like
welcome to the holidays in Kona.
I went down into town the other day, and it wasn't like it was bad enough that I fought the traffic, and I went to Costco. I don't know why, but it was
Thanksgiving.
It was on Cyber Monday, right?
Yeah.
So it should have been empty, I thought, right?
Yeah.
Packed to the hill, and that wasn't enough. I had to go by DMV and sit there for another 3 hours.
Oh,
so
God.
I went home. Pretty beat up.
You're not making Kona sound very fun. I'll tell you though, I have to take my daughter to go get her driver's test, and we're going up to Waimea because we couldn't get anybody at the DMV to finally ever call us back to schedule a driver's test. So
we went to
something
Ocean
too.
View. That's where we took our son. So something to do. So we're going to jump back to condos. We were at 32 last year, 28 this year. We talked about that, but 10% up for the month. Let's look at the median price on those guys. So median price, amazingly,
I know it went up.
Is
30%.
Went up from 283 to 386. So that's where this is the lack of inventory.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The lack of inventory is there, so they're having to buy more expensive ones. And, we may be seeing something from this whole, I can't buy a vacation home anymore that I can rent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to buy a condo that's a little bit more expensive, a little bit nicer that, than what I would have bought. So, because I can't get the home.
No, okay.
And I can't offset my expenses. So, what I'm seeing people do is come in and say, hey, you know what? I want to get on the train. It's whatever it's going to do, go up and down. I want to be on it. So if I invest in a condo or if I invest in a home, something, I'm going to go up or down with it. So they'll take the condo and then they'll come here and they'll retire and buy a home when they get here.
Yeah.
But they've got their investment.
Right. In fact, I talked to a mortgage person today, and they said, get your money out of the stock market and put it into an actual piece of property. That way you're not going to be hit with any weird slumps, right? Yeah. And the housing market in Hawaii is just solid right now, right?
Yeah, it is. Especially here in Kona, especially in our island.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys scroll down to that chart that I downloaded, and you go to page 4 on there, you can do that after the show. I'm just going to talk about. But you look at the absorption rate island wide, and we're the best. I mean, you're down to 5%. That's a heck of a buyer's market in North Hilo. North Kohala, the absorption rate's 5%. The closest one to us is South Kohala and South Hilo, but with an average island wide of 11.8%, and us being at 20%, we're in this. Be part of our prediction. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll go over the final thing. So we're just finishing off on the condos. So up 36%. Again, we're going to go off to year to date, and it's up 6%.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were buying an investment property, the condo would have been the one to buy. They're up 6.7% year to date. Where homes are up 0.85.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's weird with numbers this
Yeah.
month, right?
Yeah.
Just because the sales volume is so low on the condos, yet the price was up 30%.
Yes. Yeah.
So
A lot less money, 40% less money changing hands, but the price shot way up. So,
Yeah.
But so again, that's why I always choose when you only got 30 sales a month. You need
get
to go
kind
to
of
year
different.
to date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are, it seems, some condos coming on the market. From this morning's meeting, I think 2 or 3 condos were just coming on the market.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, good.
there's gonna, there's a little bit more inventory coming on,
Mhm.
and now the realtors are also saying this is zoned short-term vacation rental. So
That's a
that way
big
they can
thing.
say
Yeah.
this is part of the rental pool. You can definitely use it as an investment opportunity. So
Yeah.
when you want to look for making sure that has actually been cleared now by the county.
And I'll tell you, when we talk about that being an investment thing, in the 15 years I've been doing this here in Kona, I try to clarify that with people, because people come in and they come into my office. My office was in a hotel for 10 years, and so come in and I want to buy a condo here and let it pay for itself and come stay in it when I want to. And I'm like, well, you got 50% down and you're not going to use it, then you might break even, So it's more to offset your ownership costs than it is for an investment type
Right.
thing.
Lance and I did a condo video about a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
That has over 1,000 views now.
Yeah.
Yeah, about vacation condos working out as investment opportunities here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I think that people are kind of shocked when Lance is not saying you're going to make a mint buying a condo here, because you're not.
You're not. If you want to break even, you're going to have 50% down, and you're going to have it rented. But if you want to offset those maintenance fees and the ownership cost until you're ready to come and you found the right place, that's the condo's the way to do it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to jump into 2020 predictions?
Jump into 2020 predictions.
Okay, first of all, Eric, is there anybody...
Yeah, we got questions.
All right.
Okay.
Obviously, I got any questions.
Okay. Before we jump into predictions, does anyone have any questions
You guys
about
got
the
anything?
inventory and the prices and the statistics?
There you go. And in the meantime, I'll spell it. We got Ann watching. We got Pamela here. We got another Heather is here, and Christine and Dale from DFW are watching. So
Where's DFW?
is that Dallas?
Fort Worth.
Oh,
yeah,
Dallas Fort Worth.
Worth.
Hey,
Are
we
you
haven't had a
guys
lot of
from there?
Texans coming.
That's where I bought my last 2 trucks. DFW. I flew in there. What was the name of him? Jeff, my buddy Jeff. There. They take great care of me.
Yeah,
Good,
and then you drove those trucks to the port, right?
To the port in San Diego, made a road trip out of it. So
Yeah.
it was a checkpoint in life. It was cool. It was fun. I took my kid out of school. I said, "Come on, you're coming with me," and I let him dictate where we're going. And we're getting on the plane. I said, "Dude, you haven't given me any place to go." And he goes, "Yeah, Dad, let's just wing it." And I said, "All right, I don't care. We got 10 days to get to San Diego. We'll do what we want." And during the flight here, we decided to do every skate park we could find. So we went to, where's the aliens land at? Where's that?
Area 51.
No,
Rockwell, New Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we drove up New Mexico, went to their skate park, and we just hit a ton of them coming back. That was a fun time. Yeah.
There you go.
So Anna Lynn is watching. She's from Newport Beach.
Newport Beach. Huh? California. Did you know that 30% of the people selling their houses in California are moving out of state? 30%.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
800,000 people last year.
Left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've all seen that little joke.
Get
they're California's building a wall at the borders to keep people in.
Yeah. I love California, though. You know what, though? Less people, maybe the price of housing will go down. I don't know. But they seem to be coming here, especially if they're retiring. So, yeah. Okay, so 2020 predictions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
No.
So, it's January 1st, and I'm thinking about buying a house in the next 3 months. What do you say about what my thought process is on housing prices, inventory, and what's my strategy.
So, if you're doing it in the next 3 months, of course, this is a busy time, so you got a lot of competition happening here. So a lot of snowbirds here. A lot of people are looking through stuff. I've seen things that are coming on right now that are priced well, disappearing in a day or two.
Wow.
So,
okay.
but things that are priced moderately are hanging on. 30, 40, 60 days. Things that are priced, what I would call fair for the value of what the market's done are sitting out there for 80, 90 days.
Oh.
So if you're looking for that deal, you need to be ready to move.
Okay.
We're right in the middle of that with a couple of clients that were just him-hawed, lost a few, and it's like, okay, so this is a deal, and this is just a fair price over here.
Okay.
So I think you're going to have a battle there, but I think the inventory is going to be coming in relatively the same. And that's kind of going out on a limb there because last year we had a huge influx January of last year.
An influx
of inventory.
Yeah. Oh, people
So
put a bunch of houses
in
the
a
market.
seller's market, briefly it became a buyer's market because it was amazing.
That's what happened to us in 2016.
Yeah.
We were going to sell our condo, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
everyone dumped all their houses on the market
Yep.
in January.
So it'll be interesting that could happen again in January. I don't know why that happened last year, other than the fact I think a lot of people got scared. The volcano stopped, and they were like, "I'm not going to chance this."
Right.
And they just dumped. It's like things have mellowed. We're dumping. That's my opinion. I've talked to other realtors, and they kind of feel that too. So if it happens again this January, well, there goes that theory. We'll see. But I really think we're just going to kind of have a steady stream coming forward, and I expect probably that we are going to I think it's going to be a lot like this year, but a little bit stable, a little straight across the board.
Okay.
Probably 1% to 2% increase by the end of the year on home prices, and I hope to see condos be a little bit mellower, without. I mean, I'm sorry if you're an investor. I know we want it to go up and stuff, but we want a steady, good market. We want a healthy market.
Right. We don't need this.
Yeah, we don't need
that.
this. And it's interesting if you look at that chart, how much that chart went off the wall. You saw that. Did you look at that chart and how much the thing jumped all over the board? If you guys go down to page 5 and basically page 5 there, you can just see how we need a steady line to come across.
Yeah.
And I think that I predict that we will. I think it's going to be 2 to 3% in condos and 1 to 2 in homes.
Really, that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see us going off the charts.
Okay. And I'll tell you guys too. When I was at the realtor meeting today, there was a lot of price reductions, like $30,000-$50,000.
Wow.
Because I think what's happening, and help me on this one, is that everybody wants to get their house off the market before all the other inventory gets dumped on in January, right? Yep. So they want to sell those houses now, besides competing with brand new listings, right?
It's exact advice I gave to my clients 3 days ago. So
lower the price.
We had the 3 come on in Cahoe View Estates.
So they're already inventory starting to come on the market now.
So we went from us being the only one briefly, and then to 2, and then all of a sudden 2 more came on. And we were at 6.25. The next one was 6.39, and then high 6s, and then 7 something. The one was 7 something. Again, all the same house had a pool, so I throw that one out of the mix. But I just told them, I said, so we're all sitting here at this point right now, and you've been on the market the longest. You've got a beautiful home. These other homes have nothing on you, except for $150,000 more in the pool house. But I said, other than that, we don't want to be chasing their prices down or doing something. If we're going to do something, we should probably, go ahead and take a small reduction now, get ours back out to everybody that's looking. Because what happens on the hot sheet, it goes back out. Anybody that's on our list that is signed up, anytime you realize that by now, but a price reduction comes in and you get an email that day that your property you're interested in has reduced price. So there's different strategies. Yeah. It's up to the client. We just try to advise them, of what we've seen over the past 15 years. Yeah. How I've seen it and what to do.
So I've got a woman that's coming from the Bay Area. She put her house on the market in February, and she started chasing down the market by May. She still hasn't sold that house. She's already lost almost $400,000 trying to get rid of that house in the Bay Area. She can't buy here yet, so she's renting. So, even on the mainland, there might be some softening, and the last thing you want to do is keep chasing down the market, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, speaking of that, on the same level, I've got a question here from Michelle. She says, it seems like houses in Waikoloa Village stay on the market longer. Why is that? Is that just, is it further out from Kona?
That's the biggest thing, what was our median price compared to ours? Sorry, give me 1 minute here. I'm just going to compare it so I can...
Can I ask you a question? Is it Michelle? Have you been to Waikoloa Village? It just, it sits by itself in the middle of a huge lava field, and you realize how far you are from everything. And sometimes people are saying, you know what, if I could just spend a little bit more, I'd rather be closer to Kona, where it's a little bit warmer, closer to everything, than being out in Waikoloa Village. So, if that's all you have to spend, and you're desperately saying, you know, I want to live in Hawaii, then you're going to probably want to say, I want to buy in Waikoloa Village. But there seems to be that, I want to live in Hawaii, but I really wanted to have my perfect experience, and that's usually down here more. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, and it's interesting because, my wife and I were in escrow on a home in Waikoloa, and Waikoloa by all means is beautiful. And it reminded me growing up in Las Vegas, it's more of a desert feeling out there than a tropical feeling. Even though Kona's hot, we have a lot of old growth trees, a lot of greenery, even though if you come here in the drought, it's all brown and dead. But it's, you look at all the big trees and things like that we have here, up on the hills, right close to town, and you're out in Waikoloa, and it's more of a desert feel. And again, it's nothing wrong with that. It's more like a high desert.
Yeah, high desert.
Is what the feeling I get there.
But again, if you thought you were going to move to Hawaii, because you want to sit under a palm tree,
right.
And you're probably not going to want... And again, there's a difference between Waikoloa Resort and Waikoloa Village. Right. But even in Waikoloa Resort, if you have kids or if you want a sense of community, that is a really highly transient experience. And so...
And why, and for the life of me, why did they put Target, Walmart, and Kmart all in a stone's throw of each other? Why didn't one of them say, I'm going to go out and start making Waikoloa more of a community? Yeah. I'm going to put a store out there, and I'm going to separate myself from these other two.
Because there's 60,000 people here.
Yeah, but
7,000 up there.
But still,
it's going to grow. And it's another thing too with Waikoloa Village. They are building that shopping center, and they said it should be done by 2021.
Yep.
That's what they're saying. So once that shopping center goes in, it's going to be very desirable because they're going to have a whole bunch of new stuff going on in there. Yeah. So if you're looking for an investment opportunity, that is going to start cooking.
It's just going to take it for it to become a community, and boom, you're set. It's going to go off there.
Yeah, they have pizza
they've
parlors,
been waiting
they've got
for that
gyms,
for 20
they've got library. I mean, it's going to have a lot of really good things going. So getting the lower price in Waikoloa Village right now, I think is going to pay off if you're planning on hanging on for another few years. Because as that becomes more of a place that is not going to be as congested as Kona.
Right.
There's like one stop sign, one light in town.
And you've got, the beaches are more beautiful out there.
So Michelle is right back, by the way. She says, yes, she's been to Waikoloa.
Okay.
She says, we like the area because we have a family of 4 near the beaches up there. Yeah. And we're coming from Sacramento.
Oh, okay, so you're going to the high.
My husband also works remotely, so we don't have to commute for work. So in her case, it sounds like it's a good fit.
Yeah. And my kids went to the that junior high school. It's an elementary junior high school up in Waikoloa Village, and we were very happy with the teachers and the community up there.
And Brad has 2 comments. He says, "Is that the Koki frogs in the background?" And the answer is yes. Those are the Koki frogs.
And a barking dog.
And the other one is yes. Waikoloa is right below the saddle and gets more wind. That's the one thing you guys missed. It's definitely it's got a nice coolness to it.
I had somebody kind of accuse me of bashing Waikoloa once. I'm a little bit more sensitive because I don't bash Waikoloa. I think it's beautiful. My wife and I did try to buy there at a point. We just wanted a choice of movie theaters, a choice of grocery stores. We wanted a Home Depot and a Lowe's. I just wanted to do my weekend projects. I wanted 5 minutes to work. Yeah. And there's really no place to work in the village. So
but if you work from commute, I work from home too in the
if you're working from home, or if you've got a hospitality job, or if you're working out in the we're laughing at the Koki, and you're working at the hotels in any capacity, that's great. You're right there.
Yeah, hospitality. Yeah. But with the kids too, just so you know, when we were there with our kids, driving, I don't know, what was it, like 15 minutes to the beach, and being able to play at Hapuna and Mauna Kea, It was really good. So I you know what, the wind, yes, it can be kind of a pain in the butt, yes. But I had to say that there's a really nice sense of community in Michael Village.
Don't mistake us for bashing it.
Right. If you want to bash something, bash Kona. What's that, Palisades? No, where's that place down south that you love? That always kick your
Kona
ass?
Paradise.
Paradise.
Kona Paradise. Are you kidding me? I love it there. So, and we can go to blows over there. So it's like.
And one of my friends who's selling a house in Kona Paradise just lowered her price today by $30,000 or $40,000 today too. So if you want to drive south, there's a nice house with a beautiful view. Yeah, they're about equal distance. Yeah. And you get more of that. You get no wind. And you get
zero wind.
Zero
you got
wind.
$1 million views.
$1 million views.
And you're right now. I mean, you can smell the breath of the whales if the wind's blowing on the shore.
You love that place.
I mean, the whales they wake you up at night. The noise they make sometimes, and the dolphins come right up there, and just the snorkeling and the fishing there is impeccable. It's just unreal.
We're going to have to go down to a video at the base of this subdivision just to see what the hell he's talking
Brad
about.
says, hey, watch it on the Kona Paradise badge. and Michelle says, thanks.
Yeah.
I know it's not for everyone. No worries.
Yeah, thank you. So.
Okay. So then, real quick, mortgage. So just so you guys know, I talked to some mortgage people today about money that's available to buy houses here in Kona. And they're basically saying that there's some interesting experiences with stated income is coming back. There's opportunities for more mortgage opportunities than there were even 3 or 4 years ago. So they're loosening up a little bit of money. He's a little worried about that.
I'm worried about that, you guys. Because I've been through I'm one of the few people that actually stayed a realtor the entire time through the crash and the fall and everything else, and did not take on a second job. Worked my butt off in this and just learned so much about really what happened instead of just saying, well, that's what caused it. It's like, no, I learned it and really saw some insights to things that most people didn't have the opportunity to see. And it was so eye-opening, and to see them, I was talking to Julia when we were getting ready for this. We've had a few loans going through this past 6 months that have the bank has waived doing the appraisal, and great. My clients saved $600, $700, $800 on an appraisal, but that worries me. And I felt comfortable because I know the prices were right. So am I just worrying, or am I? But that kind of gets into that
loosey-goosey, loan thing. So okay, we'll watch how that goes too in 2020. Yeah. But some people also said that sometimes during an election year, you get some crazy stuff with the mortgage market. But they're saying
this whole impeachment things. I don't know what's gonna, who knows what's gonna happen and what happens when that happens. There's gonna be half of America's gonna be jumping for joy and spending money, and half of America's gonna be saying, oh, this is the end of the world. I'm saving my money, and and I'm not going to go into that all, but it's going to be, there's going to be. So there's always change.
There is always change,
and they talk about people that hold things off during election times.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because they all spend the money the same the day after, no matter who won. So it's funny. Yeah.
So okay, so we're going to wrap it up.
Put a wrap on it.
Real quick. So you guys get this. I created a really cool calendar. If you like Kona as much as I do, and I take all these beautiful photos, this calendar is available for $25, and I'll get this to you in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I ordered 25, and I've sold 20. So if you want one in the next few days, let me know immediately, because I can get that off to you in the next 2 days. But after that, I have to reorder them again. $25 helps pay for shipping, and again, you're getting really pretty photos from Kona, and you get to support the Ziemelis family household, which helps you bring you this show. Yeah. So if you guys want to get that for Christmas, go ahead and DM me, and I'll make sure you guys get the PayPal link.
And make sure to, you guys, because Julie, Eric, nobody gets paid to do this. Obviously, there's no sponsors. You don't see any sponsor commercials coming up. I know. We tried to get Ola Brew to help us, but
we're
You
gonna
didn't
start
get a
doing.
call, did you?
No,
I didn't
we're
get a call.
gonna start doing a Patreon or something
yeah.
here. But you know, we bring this to you guys because we're giving you guys the straight lowdown, and what we're hoping, of course, is that you'll get a chance to use Lance to get your
And
home.
even if you don't like me,
If you don't
Julie's
like them,
got
yeah,
other
we do
people,
referrals.
and-
So if you let's say that Lance does not want to specialize in Hilo or Ocean View or Waikoloa Village, we work with a variety of different realtors from around the whole island. So your referrals help make this whole thing happen. So please give us a call.
I feel good because I'm not allowed to give out referrals, so I made Julie and Eric. If she dedicated Eric, he'll get his license so they can.
Yeah, so Eric can get
give him a referral. If
Yeah.
you guys do come through here, but make sure too when you come over to that page that you mark down that it came from page 65.
That's right, yeah, because we
so.
we funnel. If you want to get on a listing alert, we're funneling it to Lance to give you those listing alerts.
So.
Okay.
All right, that's
so,
it.
you guys,
Commercial's
happy
over.
holidays.
That's
Okay.
it.
So we'll see you guys
Happy holidays.
in January, and just keep your eye on the page as we let you guys know what's happening with different houses that might be getting some price reductions to give you guys some ideas on houses that you might be interested in purchasing if you're in the market now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So
Thanks,
we got
guys.
Christine
Aloha.
says thanks, Lance says, wow.
All
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Aloha.
you.